Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Digital Painting Art Show. My name is Jesus Conde, and today we're going to be doing a magic hat and testing a new format of the tutorial. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is the sketch of the hat. I want you to notice that I'm using a really simple shape. I'm not doing anything fancy with details right now. But then while I'm developing this, I notice the shapes that I like, what I want and what I don't want. So I start adjusting what I got to a more refined version of it. Then I just start to add more details, like the clothing is like folding in some parts. Then the stars, because I wanted to kind of look cartoonish, kind of like the Fantasia version of a magic hat with the Mickey Mouse. And I'm also wanted to tell you that I'm going to try this new kind of tutorial where I'm gonna be talking about something that I'm doing, and if you don't know how to use that tool, you can just click on a link that is going to appear on the screen, so you can watch a small tutorial of that tool. So for example, right now I'm using the selection tool. If you don't know how to use the selection tool, you can just click in this link right here and it will take you to another video. So I want you to notice that I'm selecting the hat, so later after that I'm just going to just copy and paste the hat, so I just have it clear without the background of the paper. Now let's move into some coloring, but in this case I'm going to use the image adjustments, hue and saturation options to change the color with the colorize, to change the color to a blue, maybe a purple. If you don't know how to use this tool at all, just click in this video, this link right here, and you can see some approach about how to use this. And now what I'm going to do is use a clipping mask to just paint inside of the silhouette that I have, inside of the hat, without going out of the edge of the actual drawing. So that's really useful when you want to paint something quick and you already cut it. If you don't know how to use the clipping mask, you know how to make one, just click in this video and you can see. And now we are going to this tutorial is going to be more straight onto the results that I'm going to be doing. So if you are tired about going through the videos, so right now I just applied a gray color to have like I needed a base, I needed to try ideas, and I really wanted the design of the Fantasia hat, the one that Mickey Mouse used on Fantasia and the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So I used some gray color in another layer, of course, so I can make maybe silver stars. But the thing is, then I didn't like it, so I used the hue and saturation options to change the color to some kind of a I was thinking about something yellow, but then I thought it would be cooler to have, if I was going to do them silver, why not make them gold, kind of like made of gold material. So here I was trying some ideas and change it to a more gold-like material, but then I realized that for that I need some reflection kind of effect, and for that I just added some colors to make it look like it's reflecting a little. So now what I'm going to do is just add some bright spots to it. So at this point, what we're going to do is just add more colors, more refinement to our shading. That means more kind of like indication where the light's coming from, where the backlight is going to be, where the shadows are, where are my highlights. And this material, because it's reflective, I have these highlights that are kind of like yellow, and then I have like a kind of like a more opaque to the sides, which means like it's reflecting another thing that is around it, but it's not lighting, it's more like a reflection. If you're having trouble too much understanding about the lighting stuff, what is a backlight, what is a key light, all this stuff, you can watch this video in this link that's going to appear here. And if you click in there, you're going to see some basics about lighting. A lot of people have asked that. So going back to this, I'm using now this color because I wanted, even that the material is more purple than blue, I wanted some kind of weird effect, and for that I use this blue. We also I like the purple color, but with this mix, it kind of make it look more interesting. So that's what I used, this kind of blue color for the highlight instead of purple color, which will be kind of like the obvious thing to do because the hat itself is purple. So as you can see, I'm not doing any detail at the moment, just adding a lot of colors, like really simply adding colors, shadows where need to be dark, to make more volume. And of course I'm doing that, everything that I do in a new layer, so I don't, if I make a mistake, it's easy to fix. So now I'm on the detail part, and what I'm doing is just, I have this kind of like technique where I use this little brush to do all the detailing, but you're gonna have to need a lot of practice with this technique. I have an extra video also for this blending technique, but of course I make it with a bigger brush, so it's easier for you to understand. Then when you have more practice with it, you can do it with this little one. It's a little more frustrating because it's really little, and it looks like you don't make too much progress. But once you know how to do this kind of blending, it's really cool because you can get a lot of detail going on. With the I see it like a kind of like a low effort. You don't have to think that much. It's really most like painting, and you get really fast doing this. You get really fast with the time. Not that the technique is fast to do, it's actually really slow to get results from this technique, but what you gain is a speed with your hands while painting and blending colors. So I also have another video for this blending technique, but I'm going to leave it to the almost the end, so you guys can see kind of how to blend. It's actually more detailed than what I'm doing right now. I actually explained the thing, so please go see it. The link will be in a few seconds, I'll let you know. But right now what I'm doing is just adding more backlight, so I can make it pop out of the background. The hat make it pop out of the background, so you can read the silhouette better. I actually have this backlight like coming from two sides, like from the right and from the left, but the usual thing will be that they come from just one side. But you know, this is something different. This is kind of like a clothing material, so maybe there's some some light that is being catched by the other side of the hat, like from bounces and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, it could look like this. It will actually look like this more like with hair. With hair you get to, even that if the light is coming from one side, you could see it from the other side of the object because of the density of the hair and stuff like that, because it's long. All that stuff has to do with how it looks. Anyway, you can see how I blend the colors in this other video. You can click in this link that is going to appear here in a few seconds. You can see how do I blend the colors and how do I use this technique. So now that we are back, you can do that technique with different sizes of brushes, but I recommend to do it with a big one first and then change to a really little one, because the little one actually is going to allow you to draw details. So you have to kind of sketch details and paint at the same time. which is kind of confusing at the beginning. So you need some experience. You need to have drawn a lot, even in paper, traditional, to kind of get the best of this technique that I use. Because you develop the shapes really easily. Now in the painting, what's going to happen is that it's going to look like if you had like it's kind of like a traditional feeling to it. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of detail, even that it really doesn't have too much detail at all. So it's not clean, and that's what I like about it. It's not like a super clean technique for painting like vectors or something like that. It just really looks more like a traditional painting for me. So that's why I like it a lot. Even though I don't paint traditional at all, it does makes it look and feel kind of like it, because you have to blend the colors, you have to take a lot of time doing it, and that's one thing that I'm willing to fight against. Like, you don't have to work really fast. You have to work fast when it's needed to, like if you are a concept artist. But if you want to do an illustration, a really great illustration, you have to take your time on it. I mean that, like weeks doing it. You know, you cannot do it in just one day and expect like to have super awesome results. That's something is not even possible. Maybe for the great artists you can have one decent painting at a day, but maybe a low resolution, for example, that could be something that works. If you are using a low resolution, you can definitely get a really nice painting. But if you're doing something super detailed, no, it's kind of like it will take you. You could do it, of course. I'm not saying it's impossible, but what I mean is it's not the same. Like it really took you one day to paint that. It's like it's amazing at the time, and at the same time it's not. It's like, okay, so tomorrow let's do another one. The probable thing is like you will be so exhausted you don't want to even try it. So for me, the good thing will be use this technique, and with some time you'll catch some speed and do large paintings. That doesn't mean you have to stop drawing. You have to draw in your free time at the same time, and then paint a lot too. But when you do this huge painting, you learn a lot of stuff. You learn how to make details, you learn how to render materials properly, you learn about bounce light, which is one thing a lot of people doesn't understand too much. Anyway, talking too much stuff and not getting to the thing that you guys want to know. So we are kind of reaching the end of the tutorial, but I'm actually going to put a little bit more of detail on this. So I record a little bit more minutes just to put these little lines, like the sewing of the stars to the hat. I wanted to do that. Yeah, it was like there's something missing here. I don't know what it is, and I remember, oh, the sewing little lines. So it looks like it's kind of like repaired or something with the time. It's something that I really like. I really like that look. In this side, this one should be less visible, like a little bit darker. So they're in a new layer. So I just erase it a bit with the 40% brush. And now what I'm doing is where the light hits the most, I'm doing these little lines to kind of make people believe that there's a texture in there, but there's not texture at all in the whole hat. What you see is kind of like the illusion of texture, and that's something that you have to focus from now on. You have to make people believe things instead of drawing them so literal. Like, you cannot draw something just exactly how it is. I mean, you can, but it really is not necessary. If you look at really nice painting from old times, like traditional paintings, they are super detailed. But if you see them really close, they have like, it's just how to say that, strokes. It's just strokes of brushes. It's not like a line. It's a really super thin line. It's more like a stroke, and if you see it closer, it's actually not perfect. But when you see it from the distance, it looks like it. So that's what you have to concentrate. It has to look like it's that material. It has to look like, it has to give you that impression that is of that material, instead of trying really hard to grab the thing, because then what happens is that the painting looks stiff. Like, it's like, this is too detailed. I don't like this painting with too much detail. There's people that will like it, of course. Not everybody is the same, but I think the artistic part of this detail painting get a lot of critics because of the looks when it's too much detail. Anyway, this is the end of the tutorial. Really hope you like it. Remember that you can use this in your projects if you want. If you're a game developer or something like that, you can use this hat on your game if you are my patron. If you get to my Patreon page, you can download the PSD and use it for whatever you want. Really, like, create a common thing. You can use it for whatever you want. Just let me know, okay? Just tag me or something in Instagram or a web page or whatever. It's only $2 per month, and you can download an extra video, like, so you can download it and you can see it with detail, all the process, because this video was edited, and also the PSD. And if you don't like that idea, you can get this tutorial, which is how to paint a skin recipe. Basically, a lot of people were asking me about how to paint a skin, so I made these tutorials, and one of the girl had freckles, and the one of the guy had beard, so you can also learn how to use that, how to do that. Also a little bit of things on hair and backlights on hair. It came out really good, I think. It's kind of like it's a bit old, but you can still use the techniques, of course. 2 videos, 20 pages of guide, the skin tone palettes, the textures, everything is in there. So I really hope you like this tutorial, and if you can help me getting this one or the Patreon page, I would really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. See you next week.